Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic, and the fun thing that we're trying to do today is we are playing Mono White Devotion, which I actually think is one of the better decks in Standard right now, outside of like the fire stuff, everything like that, but it's new, it's fun, and I'm really excited to play it out. And I actually think better than Mono Black Devotion, and that's just my opinion, but it's because we're getting all the life that they're trying to drain. They really can't do much against it. So overall, this deck is pretty insane. What we're trying to do is basically gain as much life as possible, have a lot of payoffs between Ajani's Pridemate, which gets a counter each time that you gain life, Heliod, which puts counters onto anything anytime you gain life, and then also just Daxos, which gains us lots of life with creatures entering the battlefield, dying. Same with the Passion Orator, lots of life linkers in our deck as well. And then also the Alseed of Life's Bounty gives a creature protection by sacrificing it. This can be good for protection and also just to let Ajani's Pridemate get in for a bunch of damage once it gets massive. You can just say, oh, protected from red. We can swing in through all of your creatures, or black, or whatever, you know. We do have 2 copies of Shatter the Sky because this deck also has some really good things with Heliod, which is indestructible, doesn't die to it. It also lets us draw a card as long as it's a creature at the time. Getting Blackblade, which is indestructible itself, as well as gets it turned to something else indestructible. And also it's just a 4/4 creature, which is awesome. So it also draws us a card. So if we can have Heliod, Gideon out, and Ajani's Pridemate, make them indestructible. Anyway, Shatter the Sky just becomes a really powerful card in our deck, and so we like Shatter the Sky. Only 2 copies of it though, because we're trying to play more aggressive instead of just board wipe and control-y. But every once in a while it does just win us games. Heliod's Intervention, I'm kind of testing it out to see if it's good here. You can choose one, destroy X target artifacts and or enchantments, or target player gains life, X life, twice X life. So if we have a bunch of Ajani's Pridemates out, or Heliod's, whatever, gaining the life could just be enough to deal lethal, because we can gain its instant speed, you know, put 2 or 3 counters on this stuff just by gaining a little bit of life. Also, there's a ton of artifacts enchantments with this format right now. A lot of them are like indestructible, so it doesn't do a ton there, but there is a lot of enchantment removal. There's a lot of other stuff out there, so it's worth having. Other than that, just our removal is Banishing Light here. We have 4 copies of. It's just one of the best removal spells that we've got. Heliod's Punishment. I kind of want to try it out. It fit the theme of the deck, and it's pretty fun. So yeah, we're doing it. Also 1 copy of Charming Prince, 2 copies of Giant Killer, just kind of fill up the deck. And let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, see how this one does for us, and wish me luck. Gotta change this to white. There we go. Before we jump into the gameplay, a quick thanks to Fusion Gaming for sponsoring this video. Be sure to head over to FusionGamingOnline.com for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Check the link in the description below. And we're actually going to play this in Standard, because I think this one is going to be pretty good. I've actually already tested it out a little bit, and it's Mono White, I think, has a chance here in Standard. I don't think it's as good as the Devotion, the Fires decks, but not many people are playing those right now. And so I think that Mono White Devotion is a very cheap one. All the cards that you want to get in this, like Heliod, is worth spending wild cards on. And so if you're just looking for something fun to play that's not Fires because you've been playing it for the last while or whatever, this is a great deck to invest in to get, because it is fairly budget as well. You don't have to have a lot of things that are rare or whatever into this. You can play so many different ways and have it be all sorts of very fun. Let's get out Daxos. I'm actually a pretty big fan of Daxos. No attack, pass the turn. The toughness is pretty good. Against Death Touch, it is annoying. And Lurker, so this is definitely Mono White, or Mono Black, I mean. Get rid of a Plains. And we're just going to get down to Heliod. Start growing our peeps. Or Charming Prince to go scrying here. Let's get out Heliod. And we'll actually swing in with Daxos. Again, our deck gains lots of life while theirs doesn't. They can't really block here without losing stuff. So we're going to try to get in as much damage as we can. Their deck does gain life with Gary, with other stuff, but we'll see. Jasper. Oh, by the way, I am recording this live as well for those watching the normal video. My live streams I'm going to start doing every Saturday. If you guys want to get notified for it, hit the bell icon and it helps. So if I'm chatting with people, it's not because I'm insane. It's because, you know, I'm actually chatting with people. I'm kind of insane too. Anyway. All right, play Charming Prince. We can also blink something. I kind of want to set up a scry here, though. We're going to be emptying our hand. We need to get something. We're already gaining some life. And so let's start getting our life linker a little bit bigger. We do want... Oh, we need to get rid of those. Completely emptying our hand here. But it's for a good cause. Let's get Daxos up a little bit more. Swing and swing. Again, we can sacrifice one of these guys to give these guys protection when we need to. Pretty swell stuff there. Sacrifices, gets a scry, yep. Woe Strider, really good card. I'm excited to start playing some what's it called? Aristocrats with that soon. Down to 15 past the turn. We do actually have to find ways to gain life, which we can just turn anything into a life linker later. Midnight Reaper. That's pretty great with Woe Strider. That's pretty insane, actually, with Woe Strider. Alright, passes my turn. The Johnny's Pridemate seems pretty good. We don't get to hold up protection this way, but I think that we'll be fine. Let's put it on Charming Prince. I think we're going to be swinging pretty aggressively here. Everything has 2 toughness. We can give any other creature lifelink. Whatever we give lifelink, though, if they just sacrifice it, it doesn't do much. Okay, blocks there. Double blocks, okay. Definitely killing the knight. So this is lifelink. Giving the one that's not blocked just in case they try to just sacrifice stuff with Woe Strider. We're losing some stuff, but they're losing a ton of devotion. We're going to be growing our guys pretty effectively here. They're taking quite a bit of damage as well from that. I don't like putting counters onto this guy because we could just give him, sack him to give something protection. But getting a really big life linker is also really powerful. So it's an interesting card. It's really valuable in the deck. All right, up against Burning Sun. Bring it on. Keeping this. This looks pretty good. I want to hold on to that, actually. I kind of like playing out Giant Killer right away when we can. It is nice, like, I could have gotten a trigger with Impassioned Orator and such. Alright, swing in. Passion Orator. They're going to have board wipes in this deck. That's going to be annoying. We can make a massive board on the next turn. So we get one big swing and hope that they don't have a board wipe on turn 4 or turn 5. I think it's worth doing that. To get their life total as low as possible. We do have some removal after the fact, and hopefully we can rebuild. This deck does not have card draw, though. That is one big issue with it, is we kind of build in a really massive board, and then we just hope things go our way. Things didn't go our way. I can Banishing Light that. At least get it back. Which we may want to wait to do until we know that there's not a board wipe on the next turn. Unless we don't have anything else to do. We still have a clock. I'm going to wait past the turn. We're obviously playing against like a more control-y type deck. At least that's what it feels like. Utopia. Ooh, a constellation deck. That's interesting. A Banishing Light. I could hit Prison Realm, but again, I think that just keeping our clock going is what's important here. Getting rid of that is fine. Do they have God's Protection here? Hexproof and Indestructible. I didn't know that gave Hexproof. If it's an enchantment creature. So if it's an enchanted creature or an enchantment creature, it also gains hexproof, but this one isn't. All the other creatures they're playing probably are, but not that one. Okay, that's really weird. Okay. I was reading that wrong as well, so I understand where they're coming from, but I will take the big misplay. Scotsman, what's up, brother? A Shadow Spear in this deck? I do not. I need that. I think I keep... Actually, no, I have one copy of it, I believe. Let's just swing in. Do we want to kill that? I should have done it beforehand. They're going to draw lots of cards, right? And it's going to get massive. Yeah, I should have done this beforehand. Lost 2 points of damage there. I was thinking we could wait up a little bit, but the amount of card draw they get from that would be really devastating. Tap target creature. Swing in. I'm not sure they're going to be playing board wipe now, so let's go ahead and bring this in. Pass the turn. This also gives us enough damage to kill them, even if they play another blocker here. There's a difference between reading the card and digesting it. Yeah. It always bugs me when people say, like, they go, oh, read the card. And it's like, everyone reads the card one time forever ago. Exile another target creature or enchantment you don't control until another enchantment leaves the battlefield. That's pretty cool. Honestly, that's really good. It's removal and removes our removal. Not too shabby. They are dead, but not too shabby. There we go. That's a fun deck, though. I mean, Bant enchantments, there is some fun stuff you can be doing with it. I do think that you got to be playing some of the better ones. I mean, playing creatures, if you have this setup where, like, you're able to put a counter onto something, give it flying, and draw cards. Like, if you have the setup, then just about any creature that's also enchantment becomes tons of extra value for you. But I think that there's some better ones to be playing in that than like that 3/4 4-mana flyer. Did I go to a pre-release? No. So in my area, it's a really small town that I live in, and do I want to keep this? I like all the removal. Like, if we get to Shadow the Sky, like, because we have a slower game plan here, it could be pretty good for that, but we don't really have our normal game plan. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I'm going to say we're going to hit the lands. Anyway, so the pre-release happened at like 6 p.m. and I just, I was actually right in that area around that time. I just wasn't able to go. Well, we have Banishing Lights for the Witch's Ovens. Do I want to bring out this guy if we're going to be shattering the sky? Pass the turn. You play Lavinia and Tomic. Yeah. Do they work well together? Maybe I don't know what those ones do. All right, we need to start finding a way. I'm going to go ahead and start getting out some creatures. Maybe I should have played Giant Killer initially. Rakdos Sacrifice. This is going to be one of the better decks in Standard. It already is. Cauldron Familiar, Witch's Oven, so annoying. We'll hopefully gain enough life in this deck that they won't be able to keep draining us out. Like, we'll hopefully be able to gain as much life as they're dealing to us until we win. The main thing that they've got on us is better removal. Better removal, a little bit more synergy, but we're a bit more aggressive and have more more life gain. Well, there's an Impassioned Orator. That's not a bad draw. Alright, pass the turn. Dance of the Dredge. I was wondering if a deck like that would be good, because there's a lot of really cheap artifacts and enchantments that I think would be fun, and a lot of, like, you know, enchantment creatures that Dance of the Manse deck sounds really fun. There's some fun stuff you can be doing with that. The hard part is still getting to, what is it, 8 mana? Like, that's hard kind of no matter what. Well, our game plan of just board wiping is not really working if we don't ever draw lands. We're at least going to be gaining life, swinging in with Pridemate. They're going to just block it. Yeah, no attacks. Pass the turn. I could swing in with both these guys, see if they'll trade off with the Reaper. Yeah, I probably should swing with the Impassioned Orator and Pridemate, but then they could also swing in quite well. Dance of the Dredge is a deck name, I'm guessing. Yeah, Dance of the Manse is a card that's it's white and blue and X, and as long as X is, I think, 6 or more, you bring back X enchantments from your graveyard to the battlefield, and they become 4/4 creatures, each one of them. Yeah. It's an insanely. I was wondering if someone would be able to break that with how many new fun enchantments came out and cheap ones and stuff. I don't think it changes too much from where it was before, though. At least not in Standard, because the things that just draw you cards are better most often. A sacrifice here. So they sacrifice this without having more food. Another Midnight Reaper. Okay. We need to start doing as much damage as humanly possible. All right, swing with Pridemate. We're gonna block and sack it. Okay. Play Life's Bounty. This is the biggest issue with Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven, is that it's just such a slow gameplay. Not drawing any lands for this. How many cards have we gone through? 12 cards in our deck. We have 23 lands, I think, in the deck. So, I mean, we should still have a pretty good chance of hitting lands. All right, sacrifice, life's bounty. This is getting rough. All right, we have mana for Banishing Lights, so now we just start doing that, I guess. They're going to sacrifice their board, but then we end up shattering the sky. So take Witch's Oven. We're okay with the creatures because we're going to end up board wiping anyway, probably. Yep, damage to Giant Killer. Actually, probably just damage to our face. So because they did a damage here, they can block with just one of them and still kill Johnny's Pride Mate. So we'll say no attacks, pass the turn. We can keep up good blockers, and we're going to try to just get to a really good Shatter the Sky. We'll have a 4/4 hopefully at that point. Akasa and Gary Merchant Devotion Drain deck. So I actually do have a white and black Devotion deck with Atheos that I'm wanting to put together or bring out today as well. And I think it's actually pretty insane. The biggest thing is just having a bunch of board wipes with Atheos because it just kills everybody. All right, well, they're sacking all of our stuff. That's annoying. Hopefully we hit a land. Anyway, so the thing with Athreos, and I'll bring it up later, or in the stream later, is that you put a coin counter onto target creature. Whenever that creature dies or it gets exiled, it returns back to your control. So you can put it onto any target creature. So someone else's creature, if it dies or gets put into exile for any reason, you get it back underneath your control. It's 6 mana, and you can only do it at the end step. But after turn 6, basically, if you can play a control game, get that out on the battlefield. You actually don't necessarily want it to be a creature because it's easier to keep it alive otherwise. Okay, Banishing Light. We will get this Spawn of Mayhem. Need to stay alive somehow for enough turns here. And then hopefully be able to gain life once we do. Man, how many cards have we drawn that are not lands? So we're 14 cards in. Man. And we've only hit 3 lands. So that means there's 20 lands in the next 46 cards here. That's not cool. There's one of them, though. I do like that. Okay. Shatter the Sky. Priest of Forgotten Gods drains us for a little bit. They sacrifice this as well. They have the Witch's Oven, which is stupid. They found another one. Dude, they've been drawing so much better than us. I really think that we can take on this deck if we draw well. They've just been able to draw so many cards with this Midnight Reapers as well. Midnight Reaper, Cauldron Familiar, so insanely good. Yep, sacrifices these two, draw more cards. They end up not drawing 1 card out of this, but they do 2 damage. Actually, they draw the card with Priest of Forgotten Gods anyway, yeah, so they're in good shape. Brings this back. We're down to 3. Actually, they could have killed us if they had sacrificed Cauldron Familiar as well. But now they can bring it back anyway and win, so good game. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a good deck. There's not a ton we can do against that, especially if we don't hit lands. If we had hit Banishing Lights, because we had 3 of them, right? If we had hit those earlier, we could have won, but oh well. Yeah, I have Heliod's Intervention. I have 2 of them in the deck. Mulligan that, 1 land. Yeah. We'll try this out. I do kind of like Heliod's Punishment. It's interesting. Maybe Trapped in a Tower is just better. In fact, I think we drop it. I'd rather make sure that we have a Shadow in the Sky. This is like guaranteed removal for early game, which we can get Healer's Hawk really big. I guess we don't necessarily want to destroy that if we get it going. All right, Healer's Hawk. Pass the turn. Did we get any cheap flyers in this new set as well? I was just realizing I don't think we did. There's Heliod's Intervention. We need lands again. Hopefully that works for us. Because I'd love to get what's her bucket? The angel that taps 4 flying creatures, 4 white creatures. All right, you can't gain mana with that for a couple turns. You never tried Historic rank? Dude, I love Historic. Historic is really fun. We're going to do a Historic deck after this because Historic is a blast to play. I wish that they would have a normal free play Historic with its best of 1 instead of best of 3 though. But it's all good. It's dripping with Phyrexian oil? Ooh. Didn't notice that. Alright, we're going to start getting life, growing our Healer's Hawk. I mean, just doing this every turn is something that's going to be difficult for them to beat. And we have removal for the next few turns. I mean, this deck should have removal in the colors they're in, but we'll see. I didn't expect Growth Chamber Guardian in an Abzan deck. Alright, so if we're going to be playing Historic, what should we be playing? I haven't really built anything for Historic yet. I think I built like 1 deck, actually. Alright, opponent, what you got? Benjin. Okay, opponent scoops it up. Yeah, we're just doing too awesome of things, clearly. Yeah, so different things that we can be doing in Historic. I'd like to do some maybe like infinite combos or something like that. I'm going to be doing direct challenges in the future. Yeah, I'll probably be doing it towards the end of the stream. I'm going to record 1 or 2 more videos, and then I'll be doing that. All of our removal, none of our game plan. Let's go ahead and mulligan. Yeah, keep this. We only really need 3 lands for this deck to function really well. 4 lands maybe if we want to have Shadow of the Skies. And so with 23 lands, honestly, we should be running like 22 to be hitting 3 lands consistently. Getting Blackblade's good. I really need to kill that. So let's actually get rid of Impassioned Orator. We may prioritize just killing this Witch's Oven, especially if they have... Okay, let's Banishing Light this. They'll probably sacrifice it, kill our Healer's Hawk. We can deal with that. Putting more stuff into the graveyard for Kroxa. Swing in. Down to 16 past the turn. And we're hoping for land for maybe double Heliod's Intervention for these two things. Mayhem Devil. Okay. How does he not die on the next turn? Is the question. I'd rather keep this around for if they get multiple Witches Ovens. Alright, Gideon Blackblade.
Gideon Jura.
Okay, this is what we're going to do, actually. We're going to see how greedy they are. We're going to give this guy Vigilance.
Prepare for
Gideon's actually better for us against this deck anyway. It doesn't get sacrificed if they have Priest of the Forgotten Gods. I have been surprised how often we're running into Rakdos Sack, though. I do think it's going to be one of the best decks. But I'm assuming he actually lets us through. I think he can end up dealing with Gideon better without Johnny's Pridemate. If he trades, we're actually pretty happy about it. If he doesn't, I think Gideon will at least stay alive, and we can do some good stuff on the next turn. There we go. So down to 13, past the turn. Cauldron Familiar. All right, that's annoying. Lots of sack outlets here. We will definitely block Mayhem to keep Gideon alive. Because we do have an answer for the Cauldron Familiar. What you gonna do there? This is an interesting turn. I'm not sure what they have in hand. If they hit us, Gideon's for sure gone. I would rather keep Gideon around. I think that a lot of other stuff gets better. I'd like Mayhem Devil to be gone. That's the big thing. Sacrifices, Cauldron Familiar, okay. They can also sacrifice the other food. I'm wondering if they would try to kill Johnny's Pridemate and keep Mayhem Devil alive. Brings back the Familiar. Okay, we trade off. Heliod's Intervention, kill hopefully 2 of these if we hit a land. There we go. Do I care about the food token? Do I just want a Healer's Hawk out? Yeah. It means that they can't chump block twice. And swing in. All right, now we just have to hope that we can top deck better than them. They do have this Castle Lock lane, which we brought in Field of the Dead, or maybe I didn't add in Field of the Dead to this deck yet. I probably need to. Down to 9. Not Field of the Dead, Field of Ruin. There we go. Ingress Rapate. Oh no! Nice. No, my gosh, you gotta be kidding me, dude! Did he top deck both of those? I mean, we're going to be setting up here a little bit as well, but that's just stupid. That's dumb. All right, let's hope that they don't get to play another red mana and escape this guy back. That would be bad. All right, literally anything is good to draw here. Even a land turns on Castle Ardenvale, so we at least are doing something. Claim the... For the love. Yeah. Dude, I don't get it. People get so lucky sometimes. Like where they just like piece together the best sequencing of things that it really bugs me. Killing that doesn't do anything. We at least have an answer for Croxa with Shadow the Sky, kinda. So we're still in the game technically. We have answers for what they're doing. All right, there's Croxa. Oh, which makes us discard Shadow the Sky anyway. Dang it. It doesn't have trample, so if we get a land, we can at least chump block into Oblivion. We're equal with the Cauldron Familiar, but they're probably going to get better top decks here. They have more card draw. All right. Okay, land is fine. We're not out of this game, so I'm going to play it out, but man, this is going to be rough. Doesn't have trample, right? Yeah. But it attacks each time it does 3 points of damage. Dude, Croxa's good. Yeah, so the way that Croxa reads, because it says if they didn't discard a non-land card, it just means that if we don't discard anything, we still take damage. Oh my gosh. Dude, they've hit like action every draw.
And say hi to my fiery friends.
They have more stuff going on than us. I recognize that. We need to like top deck double Banishing Light. Hit this and then that. A non-land card, so it doesn't matter anyway. Okay, hit Chandra. Oh, dude.
Hey, I'm meditating here.
I think we're dead. Yeah, at least it doesn't have trample, but I think that we're going to go down to 2 on this next turn. I'm just doing guesstimation math. You can also draw a card here. I keep hovering over stuff and probably giving him like the clues. Not that I expect him to miss it, but oh well. Another Witch's Oven. Yeah, yep.
Go get him, buddies.
All right, good game. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That is one thing about this deck is all of their 1-drops, 2-drops, everything is relevant even in the late game. Claim the Firstborn, maybe the least relevant, and it still can swing a game so much in the late game. Really, really powerful. Yeah, I think that deck is probably going to be the best one. And probably because it tears down mono white so well. Like that's one of the issues with mono white. Maybe mono white needs to like splash. I need to splash blue for counter spells or something, some sort of protection to make that work. But overall, just in wrap up of the mono white deck, I do think it's powerful. I do think that if this will load for me, that you're definitely going to be winning games. I think that I was playing before I jumped on the stream as well here, and I think I won like 3 out of 4 games with it then, and I won 3 out of 5 games now. So definitely, I think you're going to be winning more games than losing. I don't think it's going to be as good in best of 3. You may be able to find a good sideboard that works against some decks, but some things are just hard. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.